little windy out here, so I apologize for any wind noise, but I'm just going to briefly go over what I'm going to be doing here. The very first thing I'll be doing is actually disconnecting the battery, because we are going to be dealing with some electrical connectors. We're going to have to disconnect the MAF and a few other things. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so now we have access to the throttle body. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that, pull this red tab out here, and then we're just going to slide it out. Alright, so now we're going to be using an 8mm socket to go ahead and take the throttle body off. And there's going to be 4 bolts here. So I'm just going to break them to loosen each one of them before completely removing them. Old one's out, as you can see, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison real quick so you guys can see the difference in diameter. Alright, so the old one's on the left, the new one's on the right, so it's a pretty big difference. I mean, the old one can almost fit inside of the new one, so it's going to be letting more air in. So let's go ahead and get this thing put on. Now, to do this, I will need to install an adapter first, because I am installing the throttle body onto the stock manifold. I will eventually upgrade to the GT350 manifold, but for now I'm using this. So we have to start out with the adapter. So let's go ahead and get this put on. So you can start these with your hand and then just come behind it to tighten them all the way down. Alright, so the spacer's up there. Now we're ready to go ahead and put the throttle body on. And it comes with 4 new screws, so we're going to go ahead and use these. Let's see. So this is the JLT GT350 throttle body tune. So that's the one we want. Go ahead and check that. Flash this tune. Alright, so while I'm waiting for the tune to load, talk a little bit about the install. It wasn't too bad. The only thing that I forgot to do was pick up a new coupler. So Terrence came over here and took me up to one of the local shops to grab a new coupler, because obviously going with the bigger throttle body, you're going to need that. I should see some improved throttle response. Lund was saying that they didn't see any real horsepower gains with just the throttle body, so I'm not really sure what to expect here, but we'll find out in a minute. Here we go.
But I don't know. It feels, obviously I didn't get it dynoed yet, but it feels like it added more power. I know throttle response is improved, but
So the GT350 throttle body is installed. I also installed the MMR Purge valve adapter, so that basically is this piece that you're looking at right here. Just moves this up a little bit to provide enough clearance. Otherwise, this hose here will be hitting the throttle body and you won't be able to install it properly. So if you're going to do this on the GT manifold, the stock manifold, just make sure that you go ahead and get that adapter for it as well, because you will need it. And also make sure that you have a new coupler big enough to accommodate the bigger opening on the new throttle body. Now, I have driven it for about 2 days now with it on, and I can feel a big difference in throttle response. So do I think it's worth doing? I do. I think it's definitely worth doing it. I will be doing the GT350 intake manifold at some point, but I did want to see, you know, just what difference the throttle body alone would make. So anyways, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support, and see you next time.